Okay, so I've been tinkering away with my program. I've added a few things to it which will hopefully make it work a little bit more easily. This is something I was asked to test. So this is Gundam Maxi Boost EX something something. It's for PlayStation 4, tested on PS4 Pro. The thing you'll notice immediately is this is direct capture, and so I've updated my program to be able to deal with either video interrupt method or capturing off the screen with the LED clicks and so on. And so I've kind of set it up so either one of those will work. So for that instance, all we need to do is to choose a region of the screen that we're going to use. Make sure it's set to use the video interrupt as its trigger, and then hopefully it'll kind of work from there. So just quickly, this is the input device was off, or the whole Arduino video interrupt and button push was off, turned on this frame, and then shortly after that, when the green appears, that is here where we get our first click, our first input. So looking for this guy at the animation change when he shoots his gun. So going from this kind of gun down to him lifting it up. So you can see already it takes longer than 6 frames. That's 100 milliseconds for the video interrupt and the button push. And about here he lifts up his gun. And so going from a black gun to a clearer, lighter coloured background gives you the animation change. So hopefully when we start it, it'll show you what we're after. So it picks up the green change there. There's quite a few reasons why this game is frustrating to test, and so as I kind of move through we will find those. So just quickly to point out, it's correctly picking it up, so it's 10 frames in there, and you can just subtly see that he's kind of lifted up his gun at this point. Clearly here has, but it looks like this is a smaller change. So we can select that. Now, the problem with this game is that he takes more than 50 frames to fire and then be ready to shoot another shot. So once we get back here, he's not ready for his next shot. Indeed, you'll see the gun is still up and away. There's still the pale background being red, and so it's saying that all of these are correct frames. So as we mentioned before, you can click on this and it'll just scan again. So it's gone back. He's gone back to his kind of neutral ready position, and then this time on the 11th frame he moves his gun subtly. Again, this is in the midst of his firing animation, and so we will not use that one. And now he's back to normal, drops his gun, picks his gun up for the shot, and this is the animation frame. So it's a bit annoying in that every second frame you need to kind of skip, but it's just the way the game works. And there's a few games like that where kind of inputs 60 frames or 1 second apart will either not be ready, or often with the kind of action games it'll do the second hit in a combo string. Now if I remember correctly, let's try this. So you can see the thing we've done here. So previously it was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One of the requests that somebody made was that if you're capturing it more than 120, like 240 or 480 or 1000 or 960, then it can be that the 6 that you've got here may not be enough to easily show it. So what the functionality that I've added, pardon me, is that you can potentially do every second frame, every third frame, every fourth frame, and so on and so on and so on. So then hopefully you'll be able to kind of zero in and find the one where it just changes. So again, 9 no good, 14 good, but then you're not quite sure in between there where it's happened. You can scroll up by 1 and now the 10 is good. So we'll choose that one. So again, 10's good, except now they're all good because he's in the midst of the firing animation. So for this one we will drop back a frame just to make sure, and we'll skip ahead. Okay. And so then the two other problems that happen with this game, one, it's not infinite ammo, and so far as I can see in the settings, I can't find a way to make it infinite ammo. Maybe there's a gun that's got more, because it takes, I don't know, 30 seconds or so to clip through the 5 rounds just with refreshing, like replenishing ammunition. But it would be much nicer if there was infinite. And then the other thing, which I'll just skip ahead and see if I can get to, which is a bit of a pain, is that halfway through he kills the first Gundam, and so then there is one Gundam left. And the result of that is that he kind of changes his orientation. So he rotates slightly to auto lock on to the next guy. And then he potentially moves his gun, like his neutral weighting position is not the same. And so he, I'll do this a different way. So if we just stop the program, restart the program, and then if we go to, so what we could see is at about 1184,760. We had our black rifle, but if we go to say frame 3000, so one of the Gundams is gone. You can see here, this is the problem, he's got empty. And so then not just every second shot, every third or fourth shot he will shoot, and then for the other ones he'll kind of lift his rifle, but not necessarily shoot anything. So that's frustrating. Maybe it's a bit late. It looks like 1184 is about the same there. So let's try frame 44 and so yeah. You can see here, so he shot the first Gundam, he shot the second one without rotating, but now he's had to, the other Gundams drop down somewhere else, and so 1184, which is about here, it's always going to be a pale spot. So I've incorporated an automatic mode where basically you don't have to select the animation change. It will automatically just decide based on the parameters you set. This is either exceeded the threshold or not, and therefore there's an animation change or not, and that's per always red, green, blue. But for things like this, you're probably, and this is why I've left the manual mode in there, because you're going to have to go through and manually decide whether a shot's been fired or not, because the animation change will only, like, it captures that spot that made sense for the first kind of half of the video, but now that he's moved, it's no longer the point of action. And so that's about it.